Hey guys, Cassie Piercy here, Communications Manager for Total Gym. I'm really excited today because we have former Biggest Loser contestant Tracey Yukich with us. Yay! She's visiting San Diego. She actually trained on Total Gym after leaving the ranch and had a lot of success with that, so she's here visiting us. But right now, I want to talk to Tracey a little bit more about what you've learned from the ranch, especially we're having lunch outside in San Diego, and what were some of the tips that you learned from being on Biggest Loser about how to maintain healthy eating after the show?
I learned a lot on Biggest Loser about how to maintain my weight and go home. And what I learned the most was being prepared and making good choices. And I learned a lot about choices when I was on the ranch, and everything coming home was about making good choices. When I go to a restaurant to order food, I definitely inspect their menu and what do they have that I can eat, and what is a good choice for me, and I pay attention to that. And what I do when I order my food now is, so if I order egg whites, for instance, and I want them cooked with no butter, no oil, no salt, I ask for it that way. And you're ordering food for a reason, and they are there to serve it. You should have it the way you want it, and there's nothing wrong. And I see people do this all the time. They order something and then, oh no, I'll just eat it. No, if you want it a certain way, you order it that way, and it should be that way. But the biggest tip that I've done at home, and for me personally, is being prepared and making good choices at the grocery store. I invested in some really good containers. So they have them at the Container Store. You can go to any of your local markets and get some either glass or plastic containers with good lids. And when I go to the grocery store and when I come home and bring my purchases home, I don't stuff them in my drawers in my refrigerator. I prepare them. So I prepare my salad, and I put cilantro and parsley in my lettuce, and I buy the big green leafy lettuces. I buy the greenest you can find, and I go ahead and I prepare that. I cut it up and it's ready to go. It's in the refrigerator. I cut up my vegetables. I take the strawberries out of the plastic container. I take the tips off. I cut them. I put them in the containers so that when I open my refrigerator, I have no choice but to make a good choice. And the same goes for my kids. And I did the same thing with my pantry. Everyone always get this, it's so much more expensive to eat healthy. No, it's not. You know why? Because I don't buy all the processed crap anymore. So I don't spend that money on boxed crackers and all the box stuff that you can buy. And I tell people this all the time, if you want to eat healthy, the only thing processed you really should be eating, or anything in a box, is so to say, or anything in a carton, is eggs, oatmeal, and your favorite cereal, which does not mean Lucky Charms. A good high protein cereal that has good whole grains. But for me, it's been about making really smart choices and paying attention to my calorie intake. Actually reading the label, what is in this and what are you actually putting in your body. And I pay attention to that, and I read everything. And if you can't read what the name is, then you don't need to buy it.
Too many ingredients.
And it's about, it's also about preparation of preparing your own stuff. Cook at home. I think we've missed the ball on, there's so many restaurants and eating out. And eating out, I love to eat out. It's so much fun. Go have lunch with your girlfriends, go take your family out. Where are those choices that you're making to do so? And where are you going? But I really think a lot of it comes back to the root of being in your home and actually cooking real food. And staying away from all the high fat of, oils and salts and butters, and learning how to really taste your food. Instead of masking it with all of the stuff that you can actually mask it with.
So you can still go to restaurants, you can still have fun. It's not just rice cakes and
water. No, not at all. When I go to a
learned.
restaurant, it's so funny, and my friends will laugh at me, but I'll go in and I'll order, and I'll say, hey, what is your name? Brandy? And I'll read her name tag. I'm like, Brandy, I want my salmon cooked like this. Can you cook it dry? No oil, no salt, no butter. Can you do it this way? I said, if you don't, I'm going to send it back. So she knows right away, this girl means business. This is the way she wants her food. She is going to make a special effort to make sure that it is fixed the way that I want it. And I usually never have a problem. And it's great. You can eat out and you can still eat healthy. And that's something I learned on The Biggest Loser, is they closed our kitchen down for an entire week on the show. Locked the refrigerators. We were not allowed to cook, nothing. And we actually had to order our food out. That was hard. But what it is a test, and it taught me how to go places and order my food and get what I want and still maintain a good, healthy diet.
Don't be afraid to ask.
And don't be afraid to ask. And if you want something, by golly, ask for it.
Good, you're right.
Nothing wrong with
Great,
that.
Tracey. Thank you so much for those tips.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
No problem.